Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to review a fundraising investor database case study for a client in the medical and medical device sector. If you watch my previous videos, you know that you can click my Fiverr link below to get information on investor databases for venture capital, private equity, angel groups, family investment offices, and more. I also help clients with pitch deck reviews. If you're getting ready to send your pitch deck out to investors, I have a service on Fiverr where I will help you get it ready. Approximately 80% of the pitch decks that I receive are not suitable to be sent out to investors. And starting now, individual sector databases are now free with a pitch deck review. So what that means is the database that I'm actually showing you in this video, if you have asked me to do a pitch deck review, it will come free as part of it. So it allows you to hit the ground running. Now that's one sector only per client. You can contact me for more details. You may need 2 or 3 sectors. If you need individual countries, then I have database prices that we can talk about. But this is really good news for people that are going to use my services for a pitch deck. Is they could end up with an initial database. It could have 100, 200, 400, 500 contacts ready to go. This video highlights a comprehensive database of medical and medical device investors I recently created for a USA-based client. What is this client looking for? This client is looking for $900,000 and they are in the medical device sector. It is a product that is already being tested and used by a number of institutions. They're based in the USA, but they're willing to look abroad. So the database that I'm using in this case is medical or medical device. Now we could have used healthcare, we could have used tech, and that would have broadened out the database significantly, but to begin with, it's a focused search, so we're looking for around 300 contacts. So how do I find these contacts? I have a master database of over 400,000 contacts, and as we sit here in September of 2023, that is a large database that includes venture capital, private equity, angel investors, family investment offices, and hedge funds. It also includes a very large database of high net worth and ultra high net worth individual investors, and that particular part of the database is for specific clients only. So what did the final database include? So I was able to find 270 contacts. That included 10 emails. Now, because this database is mainly LinkedIn and websites, there will be a bit more research that needs to be done in this particular case, but they end up with 210 LinkedIn addresses. What type of contacts will benefit from a medical or medical device investors database? This could be medtech startups, which is what this is in this case. It could be hospitals and healthcare providers, diagnostics and therapeutic companies, research and academic institutions, or biotech and pharmaceutical companies. And what I try to tell everybody who is starting off their fundraising is there's a lot of information out there, and I believe some of it is a little bit misleading, because when you're doing your fundraising, you should not treat it purely as a fundraising exercise. What you're doing is also promoting your business or your product, and when you go out to raise funds, there is many cases where you'll find companies that will say, hey, we're not, we don't have funds, but we would like to try your product. We'd like to get a test. We'd like to be involved. So that's something you should remember, because fundraising is very, very difficult. It's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do as an entrepreneur, and you'll find that not only written but told to you 100 times throughout your journey. So if you actually treat your investor letters, and I actually suggest to clients that they have 3 types of investor letters that they send out that have different tones and different purposes, and if you're interested in that, you can see that on my Fiverr profile. But that will help you, 1, fundraise, 2, it'll help you make contacts for future fundraising if now is not the time, and 3, you may actually gain more clients because of this. So let's take a look at the database. So all my database searches start on this dashboard, and as you can see here I have 252,000 contacts, and again that's venture capital, private equity, hedge funds, family investment offices, and investment banks, everything that has to do with raising capital. And it is an updated database that has not only emails but LinkedIn's in some cases. And for example, if I were to start off with just a simple search of tech and not hit any country or city, then I'm going to come up with 4,455 contacts. If I wanted to narrow that down a bit, for example, let's say somebody was specifically looking for New York as the city, then I would have 217 contacts to take a look at in that case, and then I would simply go here, take a look at the see results, and I could export the search results onto an Excel spreadsheet. So that's how I start off with all my searches for my clients. So now we're over on the database portion, and as I mentioned previously, this database mainly has websites and LinkedIn addresses, and a lot of people contact me and say, hey, I want database and it only has to have emails. And I like to mention to people that that's actually a really bad strategy. Just because a particular firm has not publicly listed their email on either a fundraising or other portals doesn't mean that they're not a good target. It just basically means that they're keeping their information away from what we basically are going to call spammers, because the idea is that you're not going to spam this list. In fact, if you go, there are programs out there, and you can Google them, they're easy to find, where you can take the LinkedIn addresses and you can find their email addresses of the people that are tied to the LinkedIn. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind. But these databases are made for research. They're not made to spam. You're fundraising, you're doing business developing, and that is not including any spamming. The word spam does not appear in the lexicon of those particular functions. So again, we've got about 270, and if I just scroll up to the top here, many of them are going to have the descriptions. And as mentioned, they're United States, you've got Singapore. This is a global contact list. Another thing to keep in mind is that a large amount of medical and AI and healthcare fundraising campaigns are not just US or UK. The Middle East is very, very active in that particular space. If somebody says, oh, you shouldn't go outside your region when it comes to fundraising, don't listen to them, because for the most part, most of the people that are going to say don't do this, don't do that, have never done it themselves, or they may have done it and failed. So those aren't exactly that's not the type of advice that you really want to take when it comes to fundraising. So this particular database is perfect for this client to start off, and then after that we can branch out. And again, it acts as a very good tool for them to do business development, and not only for looking at venture capital, but making contacts later on, so that if it turns out that they need private equity help, it's there as well. Again, in most cases the word fund means venture capital. So this is how I help a client in the USA with their medical device fundraising campaign. Are you looking for updated investor databases? My databases include venture capital, private equity, family offices, angel investors, angel groups, and high net worth investors with over 400,000 verified global contacts. And be sure to check out my full database of family investment offices, the perfect way to access ultra high net worth investors. This is the largest database of family investment offices that you're able to access. There's over 10,000 contacts. Click my Fiverr link below for more information. Thank you for watching this video.